Hi guys, it's Mark. So I thought it was about time I broke down all the money I spend in a week, including both my personal and business expenses. When I was younger, I'd always look up to the rich people in my neighbourhood and think to myself, if I just knew how they were spending their money, then maybe I could become as wealthy as them. Back then, in the olden days, there was really no way of knowing, so I just had to be satisfied with my hyperactive imagination. However, now it's become a huge trend to share this kind of information on YouTube. So, welcome to my millionaire lifestyle, consisting of mega yacht trips, driving Lamborghinis and sleeping in till past noon. Now that would be exciting, wouldn't it? But it's really not the reality I choose, because I come from nothing and I still respect the value of money. So I tend to look for bargains and deals wherever I can. This is so I'm able to maximize my investments. Because the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world, for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to be using that in this video. So if you like this kind of transparency, then make sure to hit that thumbs up button for the LTube algorithm. So let's kick this off with Monday. One of my biggest habits is having a similar breakfast each day that fires me up with lots of energy. How else do you think a boomer like me is so energetic? My wife bought me this big bag of granola for $1.95, which actually lasts me for 14 days. But I don't like it dry, so I get these fruity yogurts that come in multi-packs of 6 for only $1.10. I also sprinkle some of these frozen blueberries on top, as it's important to get your 5 a day. Well, I say a sprinkle, it's nearly half a bowl full. The bag costs $2.07 and will last me about 3 days at this rate. Finally, I top this all off with a nice mug of English breakfast tea for 7 cents. This breakfast cost me a total of $1, so easy to make, cheap, tasty and full of energy. Now it was time to make one of my regular house renovation payments for $100,000. I usually have some kind of real estate expense or development taking place in any given week. I'm currently remodeling my house with a $600,000 budget, which I'm using to build out the new north wing. This includes a gym, guest quarters, an office and a whole new terrace complete with a hot tub. I used to have a pool, but as I'm based in the UK and it's always cold and raining, it wasn't getting used for more than 1 month of the year. So I've made the choice to remove it and use the space more effectively. I then tucked into the packed lunch my wife had made me in the morning. This used to be a way to save money, but now it's just a way not to overeat during the day. Monday's lunch was a ham sandwich, 2 apples and a can of Coke. This all cost around $3.50. Lots of my businesses sell items online, which means I have to regularly spend money on adverts. So with that said, on Monday I had to spend $5,000 on Google shopping ads. It's been a big month on website sales, and the Google shopping takes as much as it needs to provide us with the clicks to sell lots of products. Now it's time to travel to one of my shops. Luckily, I drive a Tesla Model 3, which is completely electric, and on top of this, when I bought the car, I managed to get free supercharging for the year, so this trip was completely free. Every day I like to evaluate the stock levels in my shops and order what is required. Today I put in a purchase order with a supplier for $4,558. My shops sell model planes, helicopters, cars and trains. I'm a Playboy model. Oh wait, I might have got that a little bit wrong. I'm a boy that plays with models. To round off my day, my wife prepared crispy duck, and this came to a total of $27.78. We try and have this kind of family dinner each evening. It's a great time to unwind and discuss what everyone's been up to during the day. So my personal spending added up to $100,032.28, and my business spending was $9,558 on Monday. That gives us a total of $109,590.28. I do think it's really important to separate these, as I'm extremely frugal when it comes to my everyday expenses, but when it comes to business and investing, I have a completely different mindset, as I know that I can make far more by spending my money effectively. On Tuesday I had the same breakfast again, except today I added a cheeky English crumpet to spruce things up a bit. These come in packs of 9 and work out to a cost of 20 cents when topped with Marmite. Now Marmite is loved or hated in the UK, and I think it takes my crumpets to the next level, and yes, I know it's so very British. On my way to the office I picked up a $7 iced coffee frappuccino special from Starbucks. Only joking, Graham. I actually just drank the black coffee I prepared for about 10 cents in my old McDonald's cup that I'd saved. I started having black coffee just in case I didn't have any milk, and now it's the only way I like it. Take that, 20 cents iced coffee. I also stopped off in my local shop to pick up some sausage rolls and biscuits for the office staff. The cost to me, a whopping $5.14. Aren't I just the kind boss? But seriously, I do love to drop a few unexpected snacks off for the guys at work. I think it's just a little thing that shows that I really appreciate what they do for me. While I'm at the head office, I'm always looking for ways I can improve the businesses. After having a meeting with the team that manages my websites and hearing all the progress that they've made recently, I decided to pay them well ahead of schedule. Now this cost me $9,722, but the changes and upgrades should make me a lot more than that. By paying straight away, it means that next time I need a job completed in a short amount of time, they'll be more inclined to get it done. After a busy morning, I went down to the supermarket and I grabbed myself a meal deal. I got a sandwich, a bottle of Pepsi and some paprika crisps, or paprika chips if you're in America land, all for a total of $4.86. I put in my daily purchase order for one of my shops with a supplier for $3,485 and I headed home. I was looking forward to this evening as me and my wife were going for fish and chips by the beach. We shared a large cod and chips which cost us $10. We even take our own ketchup as they charge so much for those little portions. It's crazy and there's no way I'm ever going to pay for those. Something I'm not mentioning is how much I'm investing in stocks and shares, because I see that as very different. I invest a very similar amount each week into the stock market, and if you want a separate video on that, just smash that thumbs up button and let me know. If you want to start investing, then Public are giving away a free stock worth all the way up to $100 in the USA. And if you're in the UK, then Free Trade are giving away a free stock worth up to £200. I'll drop those links below. So my personal spending on Tuesday added up to $16.16, and my business spending was $13,212.14. That gives us a total of $13,228.30. On Wednesday, you guessed it, I went for my standard granola and blueberry breakfast and a 10 cents black coffee. According to a study by Stanford University, eating the same thing for breakfast every day reduces something called decision fatigue. Basically, the idea is that limiting the amount of decisions you make during the day allows you to make better choices when it comes to the important things. So although it may seem boring, blueberry granola every day indirectly helps me make money. Ka-ching! As soon as I arrived at my office, I got a call from a great friend who runs a business that makes taser blasters. Every time you get shot with one of these, it actually gives you an electric shock. I think it's a bit better than that laser tag. Half the time with that, you don't know you got hit, and this taser tag, you definitely know you've been hit. He was running into a bit of a problem getting the batteries he needed, and he knew that I had strong connections out in China. So I called up one of my Chinese suppliers and I placed a special order for $8,248 to make these batteries to his exact specification. Now for my favourite part of the day, my packed lunch. Today I had a chicken sandwich, jammy wagon wheel, a packet of crisps and 2 apples, and that came to a total of $3.50. To be honest, these aren't even the real wagon wheels. They're actually one of the cheap alternatives. But when I was a kid, I remember these things being the size of a dinner plate. I had an afternoon black coffee for 10 cents, and because I was feeling generous, I grabbed some chocolate biscuits, or cookies if you're in America land, for the main office. This cost $4. My staff also get lots of sweet treats from customers. A nice bloke called Norman often brings in homemade cakes, and hopefully this is a reflection of their good service. Or the customers are just trying to bribe them for some extra discount. As the boys down in one of my shops had a big day selling radio controlled cars, we needed an emergency order, so I placed one with a supplier for $7,755. I snagged some free supercharging on the way home. Buying a Tesla might be a big upfront cost, but the gas savings are second to none. Dinner was a home-cooked pasta bake. This came to $2. My wife has to cook 2 of these, one for Curtis and one for me, as I can't eat the cheese, so I always look at his with absolute envy. And no, cheese isn't lethal to me, so if you ever plan an assassination, it won't be an effective tool. It'll just give me the hiccups. Now it is time for me to indulge in a rare childhood favourite, a fab ice lolly, coming in at 30 cents. Now I'm an adult, I can have as many as I want, but let's not go crazy. They're 30 cents each. So adding up all my personal expenses on Wednesday comes to $10.83. My business expenses come to $16,003, which gives me a total of $16,013.83 for the day. Thursday is the day I set aside for filming videos for social media. Because I was feeling a bit like a film star in the morning, I treated myself to a fancy croissant and coffee for breakfast at a cost of 35 cents altogether. After filming some TikToks and getting my dance moves on, I need to replenish my energy stores, so I had a lovely homemade chicken salad at a total cost of $2.70. Now, fresh salad is always a good one for me. It's low in calories and you get to have a big bowl of food. I spent the afternoon filming YouTube videos and we overran a little bit, so I decided to buy a Chinese takeaway for the whole family, including the in-laws, which came to a total of $65.28. So it was only personal expenses on Thursday, and altogether they came to $68.33. One of my favourite parts of having my own business is having the ability to take time off whenever I want. So after eating my normal breakfast, I headed down to the golf club. Believe it or not, I'm actually one of the youngest members there. Golf here is $945 a year, so that works out at $18.17 a week. Our club is owned by the members and not a big organisation. This gives it a much friendlier atmosphere as it's less profit driven. After my morning golf, I love to buy my friends a round of drinks. This cost $20.84. Then it was time to do some actual work. I had to make a big order today for a container from China, which was full of my own range of model planes for my B2B business, which I sell to all the model shops across the country. Including stock and shipping, this came to $50,000, and I do this about 12 to 18 times a year. In the afternoon, I went for tea and scones with my son Curtis, as I like to treat him sometimes. Well, actually, I went there to check out the floor tiles, as I want to replicate these at home. Curtis also took the time to discuss business with me. The afternoon tea came to around $69.45, which is a lot of money, but Curtis and I enjoyed ourselves. While we were eating, he convinced me that we needed faster Wi-Fi for uploading videos, so I purchased Elon Musk's Starlink system for a one-off cost of $500 and then $99 per month. Weekly, that comes to $25. To be honest, I think he was right, as our old internet speed was 20 megabits per second, and now the speed is literally off the charts. I finished off the day with a chicken tikka masala with rice for $5.56. Again, home cooked, and my favourite part of the day, sitting with my family, chatting about the day. Even our cat Wizard comes along to join us most evenings. So adding up all my personal expenses on Friday, that comes to $115.02, and my business expenses come to $50,025, which gives me a total of $50,140.02 for the day. Now it's time for the weekend. I see this as a really good time to switch off from business and be ready for a fresh start next week. When I was younger, I used to grind 7 days a week and I ended up getting very ill. So now I find I'm able to be a lot more productive when I have some downtime. At this point, I don't even need to mention what I have for breakfast. You know what I'm having, and it's $1. So I headed down to the garage to get my brake pads and tyres sorted on my van. This sent me back $222. Although I haven't used the van this week so far, I wanted to use it on Saturday, so I decided to take the bikes down to the seaside and go for a nice ride with my wife. Best thing of all, this is completely free. We stopped off at McDonald's for a lunch and I grabbed a 5 chicken select meal for myself and a McFlurry for my wife. This cost $8.60. Me, Curtis and my wife went for a roast dinner at the Carvery, costing around $45. This was a lovely evening with the family on a rare trip to the local Carvery restaurant. So as I said, I don't like to do business on the weekends, so my personal spending on Saturday came to $276. You'll be glad to know that today I didn't go for my normal breakfast and tucked into a full English for $7.50. I booked a ski trip a few weeks ago and decided that it was about time I replaced my very old ski jacket. I always like to buy ski equipment in the summer as demand is low and it's a good opportunity to pick up some bargains. This jacket was $500 when I last looked and it had now been discounted to $450. Plus, I had a discount voucher of $300 $300 as a thank you from a supplier I use, so the total jacket price was $150. I spent the afternoon watching a race car driver I sponsor called Jake Hill. He is actually a good friend of mine, and I love sitting down with some popcorn and cheering him on. This cost me $1.39. It was a hot day, so it was nice to have a refreshing salad for dinner, which was only $1.50. So adding up all my personal expenses on Sunday, that comes to $160.39. So now for my additional expenses. My houses and cars are all paid off, so the only additional expense is my phone bill for $16.67 per month, which comes to $4.16 per week. I've always lived within my means, but not been scared of spending money where it matters, like in my businesses or in my side hustles. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. So my personal spending this week comes in at $100,679.61. But we have to remember a big part of this is due to the house renovations, which will add value to the property. So if we take off this expense, it comes to $679.61. My business spending this week lands in at $88,798.14. So adding this all together, my total spending was $189,477.75. Hopefully my wife doesn't see this video. So I'm going to leave the next video right up there, but don't click on it just yet. Make sure to subscribe if you want to grow your wealth, and don't forget to pick up your free stocks in the links below. Okay, I'll see you over there.